On National Threatened Species Day, we shine a light on the many Australian species that are facing serious threats in the wild, such as habitat loss, introduced predators, disease and climate change. It's easy to be overwhelmed by the problems, but there's still a lot we can do to turn things around if we work together. Here are 5 stories from 2023 that give us reason to hope. The helmeted honeyeater is Victoria's state bird emblem. 10 years ago, there were less than 60 birds left in the wild. Today, over 200 birds are flying free in both their original home at Yellingbo and a newly established population in the Yarra Ranges.
We're here in the forests of the Yarra Ranges, and this is Wurundjeri country. Behind me, you can see a soft release aviary, and so what we've done today is we've transferred the 13 captive bred birds from Hillsville Sanctuary into the soft release enclosures. We've then set up some artificial feeding stations on the outside of the aviaries in an attempt to attract in the wild birds that are already living here, and then we open the aviary doors and it's up to them. Releasing these birds always brings about a range of mixed feelings. We've got team members that have been working to recover this species for 30 years. All of the release programs are partnerships involving a whole range of agencies and community groups all contributing and working together. And then you come to the day of the release and the actual event of the release. And that's where suddenly it's more about the birds and a little bit less about us. And so when you open those aviaries and you watch them fly up and you watch the social interactions, suddenly it becomes about them. That's the magic moment.
Our second story is truly remarkable. The Victorian grassland earless dragon has not been seen since 1969. It was about to be declared extinct when earlier this year it was rediscovered.
The initial sighting of the earless dragon was made by 2 ecologists who were surveying for an unrelated species and stumbled across the dragon. It's very exciting, yeah.
A few weeks of searching the site resulted in a small group of these little precious lizards coming to Melbourne Zoo to start a conservation breeding program. And for someone who's been searching for these dragons for nearly 40 years, it brings a little hope.
Because it was thought that it was potentially extinct, the message, I suppose, is to not give up. They can be persisting in little patches of remnant habitat for long periods undetected. This earless dragon is perhaps coming back from the brink of extinction.
In the Corranderk bushland adjacent to Hillsville Sanctuary, wildlife detection dog Moss recently made an incredible discovery. Moss had been training to detect the rare native broad-toothed rat, which had recently been found in Wilson's Promontory. He was doing a routine training session in part of the Corranderk he hadn't been before, when his nose picked up a scent he recognised. Could it be we had broad-toothed rats living under our very noses in Hillsville? Our conservation team quickly surveyed the area, and sure enough, Moss's nose was 100% correct.
This broad-toothed rat discovery is significant because it's the first time that broad-toothed rats have ever been recorded in an area with a predator-free fence, and it's managed by us here at Zoos Victoria, and it's right in our backyard.
From moss to moths, with the Bogong Moth showing some encouraging signs of recovery this year after their population crashed in 2017 due to severe drought in their breeding areas. And it's thanks to citizen scientists submitting their sightings to Moth Tracker that we have a clearer picture of where the moths are showing up. They're not yet back to their former numbers, but sites like this are very encouraging, and good news for the other animals that rely on bogong moths for food during the warmer months, such as the critically endangered mountain pygmy possum. And in hopeful news for threatened frogs, the Amphibian Bushfire Recovery Centre is up and hopping at Melbourne Zoo. Housing state-of-the-art breeding habitats for the spotted tree frog, Watson's tree frog and southern giant burrowing frog. All three species have suffered dramatic population declines in the wild, worsened by the disastrous black summer bushfires. This new centre adds to the well-established breeding facilities for bawball frogs and southern corroboree frogs at Melbourne Zoo. When it comes to saving threatened species, no organisation can do it alone. And for many of our local species, urgent action is needed to bring them back from the brink. We'd like to say a huge thank you to all our conservation partners, supporters, and to our wildlife-loving community. Thanks to you, there is still hope for a future rich in wildlife.